Oh, what's that, guys? Is it time for a little bit of fun? Is it time for a little bit of filth? Is it time to watch the Florencio files? Yes, it is. We're going to do a whole bunch more episodes now because tomorrow I'm going on holiday to Vietnam for about a week and a half. But we're still going to have daily videos going out on YouTube and at least 3 or 4 episodes of the Florencio files. Hopefully 5, 6, or 7. So we're going to try and have a lot of Florencio files going out over the next few weeks. I'm going to try and get the show going a little bit more frequently. I've had so many people messaging me being like, dude, we need more sewer mermaid in my life, all right? I'm like the equivalent of a randy sailor who's been at sea for years, except in the sewer. And for some reason, I'm attracted to the sewer mermaid, and I'm having weird dreams about it at night. Anyways, up here in the top right-hand side, another victim of Florencio. It's OGNS Tommy. Going to be going for a gateway on the low ground there, and oh my, he's playing Terran up here in the top left-hand side in the blue. The sewer mermaid, the dysentery demon. It's Florencio, who's lifting the command center, has stacked up. We've got an SCV drill coming across the map. That's right, guys. That's a solid 14 drilly boys, all packed so tightly inside each other. You can't even believe it. My lord. Jesus. I mean, I'm not, homophobic or anything, guys, but it's the physics that's freaking me out here, okay? I'm not sure how you fit that many people inside each other. This isn't about, it's drilly boy on drilly boy. No, it's just, how are you fitting 14 men inside each other? That's incredible. And then they instantly pop out all at once. You hear that sound. Oh my God, the probe's coming down. They're like, yeah, nah, we're not going to have any of this. An absolute drilly boy gangbang orgy down here. They say, do you want to come to the bang bus, mate? Tommy's like, no, I'd rather not. This is fucking scary, man. There's a proxy barracks and the command center. I guess it's, oh my God. It's so he messes up his opponent's build and then he can land the command center here and run back and be instantly mining again. Genius! Florencio, you goddamn genius. He's been playing some of the filthiest Protoss and, Zerg and Terran builds ever, learning the off races. Absolute genius. He takes out the Cyber Core, takes out the pylon. He's going to kill, or actually that was a gateway. I think it was 2 gateways, yeah. And he's forcing a 3 pylon wall off, and Tommy's like, quick, I got to cannon myself in to defend the drilly boys. Meanwhile, Florencio's like, it's fine. I'll just set up my base over here. I've already got me barracks finished. I'm ahead in the tech. Oh, yeah. Yeah. You guys know how I have the vomit build, which is like this disgusting drone drill where you take 3 bases and then when the Protoss pulls their probe scout away going, cool, the Zerg's taking 3 bases, you just pull all your drones and you just go. Like, it's like the dumbest build I've ever invented, but it has like an 85% win rate. And it makes Protoss players vomit in disgust. I can only imagine that, like, when you encounter this build and you watch the replay after, it's like, Tommy has no idea, right? You're like, oh, his SCVs have to travel all the way home across the map. Like, he'll be way behind in economy and tech and everything. And then you watch the replay, and I'm pretty sure you instantly get actual diarrhea. Like, we don't call him the dysentery demon for no reason. I'm pretty sure you instantly get the runs. Hopefully, when Tommy watched this replay, he did make it to the loo in time to, rather than painting his gaming chair with the runs. But a single probe down here is going to expand. He's still walled off from his expansion, is going for 2 gateways, does have a probe lead, 24 probes and an expansion up. But I would characterize the vision of Tommy as a disturbing lack of scouting information right now. It's like, oh, it's fine. He couldn't be doing anything. It'll be okay. There is a Reaper about to pop. Now, there's a cannon right there. I don't know. Does Flo know about it? He doesn't. Uh-oh. He's going to try and jump in the back door. Another command center going down for Florencio, as well as an engineering. Oh, my God. He wants to planetary fortress him. Oh, can he get past the cannon? Run, 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 run. Oh, gets in just barely. And that Zealot's like, oh, shit. Got to protect the probes. Probes off the line. They go for the citizen's arrest. Not quite able to get it. And Florencio's Reaper, being a little bit of a dickhead, just going to do a full circle. Probably has to let those combat drugs inject there. He's actually usually addicted to recall, but I like to imagine the actual Reaper also sates Florencio's need. He might not be able to recall every game, but he can actually get his Reapers to inject drugs, which for some reason give them superhuman Deadpool-style regeneration abilities. Like, you can have a Reaper on 1 hit point, which is literally where his, like, neck is hanging on by a single vein. It's like that nearly headless Nick guy, and then he just, like, regenerates and reattaches. Reapers, of course, the ultimate drug user. But they are going to continue doing a bit of a rotate here. Tommy's like, can you get this shit out of my base? Florencio's like, nah, I'm just going to keep running around, man. I think my favorite part of this is as an avid watcher of Florencio's stream, I know he has a shit-eating grin on his face.
Leave him alone. I'm calling the police. I'm calling the police. He's sick of it. He's sick of the adventure.
I think Tommy's calling the police as well.
You leave my brother alone. Get out of here. You leave him alone.
Dearest Pigly, as I've watched yourself, Beastie and Whitner do one-handed games, I am curious, as a one-armed player hanging around the silver, gold level, depending race, I have foot pedals for a movement. Could you offer tips? Advice? Any advice?
Thank you so much for the tip, mate. The planetary fortress gets cancelled. He's going to run it away, repair it, and I bet he comes back with that later. Meanwhile, these Reapers continuing to be douchebags. Normally, I do turn the sound effects off during the Florencio files. I forget today, and I don't mind. I'll answer your question in just a little bit, mate. Right now, Florencio is just slapping his opponent in the face. His Reapers are just like, bam, bam. They're like, get in the car, Morty. The probes are fucking making those nervous Morty sounds. The Nexus, the Stalkers, and the Zealots are his sister and mum. They're like, leave him the fuck alone. He doesn't want to go on an adventure. The Reapers are like, come to Dicktown, Morty. Come to Dicktown. And yeah, I think at the end of that, we've got a bunch of traumatized Morty probes over here and a bunch of very angry Stalkers and Zealots threatening to call the police on their mad grandpa. Meanwhile, Planetary Fortress has decided to make down here. So Florencio's like, it's okay, I'll just reinforce this position. You know what? I mean, you can start sieging this base with Reapers, right? Oh, with siege tanks. The Reaper's gonna dive in. Oh, 4 fucking angry Reapers diving in. The probes, though, they're gonna go for the surround. Can they get it? Oh my god, it's an absolute orgy, but finally, revenge of the Morty probes. A whole fuckload of Reapers go down. Did he just kill one of his own probes? Oh my god. Trader probe, I guess. All right, we got warp gates on the way, double robo on the way. Tommy, stabilizing on 36 probes, is ahead in this game. Meanwhile, Florencio still has not put workers on that gas, is trying to go for a second factory. I think it's a mass siege tank. It's building another command center. You know, guys, we've talked a lot about Florencio's impressive mechanics and Neeb trying to coach him to improve them to an even higher level. But when Florencio plays Terran and Zerg, it is like a whole nother level of floating. Like this here is something which only someone who's graduated science school could understand. 1,800 minerals in the bank. Finally does put workers on that second gas. And we're massing command center factory unupgraded marine here on our opponent's third base. This is truly a thing of majesty. And queuing up 2 siege tanks at a time. Let's check the control groups, by the way, for Florencio. They are on, by the way. Yeah. Florencio has 0 control groups. You know, he got to that point where he was using like 5 different control groups for his army. As proto, oh, not for army, not, but like, you know, like he'd have like 2 Nexus control groups some games. Sometimes he'd control group his oracles. And I was like, what is this? Is this really the Florencio I want to see? And I'm just happy we're seeing him go back to his roots with these other races, not use any control groups. He's probably clicking in the bottom right for attack move and stuff like the legend that he is. And oh, look at this filth. He's going to try and move siege tanks forward. He's going to mine these patches out soon, which means his tank can move through there. For now, he's going to have to just siege it up. Yeah, nice. So he's going to siege up there, and he's going to start pushing his opponent back little bit by little. That's a gigantic gateway army. I mean, by all rights, Florencio should get smashed in this game, but remember, guys, Florencio has the magical power to just break his opponent's brain, and his opponent is going to move up, eat a planetary shot, a tank shot, lose 2 stalkers, and thank God his brain still intact. Tommy is going to say, actually, not a good idea to walk into a planetary and a siege tank. Florencio's trying to move these tanks forward. That tank a little bit high. The stalkers, they could actually take that tank out, but oh my God, the tanks being built 2 at a time. 3 siege tanks moving forward. The barracks providing the high ground vision. And he's going to use these to cover a planetary fortress landing in the main base. I mean, there's tunnel vision, and then there's tunnel vision. This planetary fortress, like, that's all Florencio wants right now. He has the biggest hard-on to get this planetary erected in his opponent's base. And just like the planetary fortress, it's going to take him so many minutes of reinforcing this position to get this planetary going. But eventually, he gets it. It's starting to erect. You can see steam coming out. He's getting the... Oh, he's getting firmer. You can see there the gold area around the side. That's the base stiffening up at the slowest erection of a planetary in your opponent's base of all time. Meanwhile, Tommy could abandon this base, could go anywhere else. He's going to attack into the planetary. The tanks aren't sieged. Might actually be able to take this out. Tommy's just going to go for the siege tanks. Oh, the units getting stuck behind each other. The zealots just getting blasted by these tanks. Oh my god, a lot of SCVs going down. The SCVs having to be pulled right now. They're trying to hold position. They're trying to repair. That siege tank goes down. The Immortal doing so much. Only one tank left. He's got to repair. He's got to repair. But no, the siege tank goes down. Florencio out of units, taking a ton of damage. The Drilly Boys take this one on themselves. These are the same Drilly Boys that rushed at the start of the game and destroyed the 2 gateways, and they're going to take out the last Stalkers and Sentries. Florencio holds a planetary in his opponent's base, and he's still infinitely behind. It's a 45 probe, 3 base Protoss with a ton of money. But Florencio has broken his brain. Do not forget that, guys. These Immortals coming in 2 at a time. Actually, they're going to get rid of it. And they managed to beat the Planetary Fortress. His main base is alive. Tommy has so much to work with right now. But you've got to remember just how fucking confused he is about what's going on in this game. He has no idea what to judge right now. He's like, I better build 3 probes at a time and not build any units or production and start transferring workers rather than, you know, maybe making stuff. A couple of zealots warping in at a time. He desperately needs to make some shit. Twilight Council charge is on the way. Florencio's like, I guess I just build more siege tanks and I do the same thing again. He's expanded to the bottom down here, a true Florencio expand, and he's going to send a 3 Marine run-by into this. Now, we've got a Phoenix on the production tab. Tommy is so confused right now about what to do. This is hilarious. These 3 Marines running in. Great reaction by Tommy here. Going to continue mining. Meanwhile, the tank continuing to be a dickhead. Tommy's like, what the fuck's happening? And these 3 Marines, oh my god, they're just laughing to themselves. Slaughtering these probes. That's some dark shit right there. I mean, damn. 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 Okay, a single chat of a zealot's going to come over and protect his children. A little bit late, but better late than never. Does take out all 3 Marines. This single siege tank still being the biggest dick of all time. Just sitting there being like, fucking sieging your ramp, mate. Tommy's like, god damn it, I can't even move between my bases. He's got built 2 Phoenix and is making zealots off 2 gates while floating 2K. Tommy's so confused. He has no idea what to do. We're building Widow Mines and Marines 2 at a time right now to try and deal with these Phoenix. And more expansions starting to pepper the map here. Florencio building more barracks and more unupgraded Marines here. We've got +2 attack. Tommy's still just absolutely frozen in terms of what to do. He's like, I better build a 3rd gateway. I think that'll help me spend me money. I think it's majestic to see players who are at the very least in Diamond League. And I feel like I can picture Tommy right now. Dark hair, university student, probably about 19, 20 years old. Likes StarCraft, playing it in his free time, enjoys the Protoss race. It feels like he's pretty good. Probably about a Diamond 1 player, maybe. Feels like he's pretty good, has a good idea what counters what to do. And right now, I feel like I can see him sitting in his room. It's 1 in the morning. It's a little bit dark. He was like, one more game. We'll just have one more good macro game before we finish the day. And by this point, like, his face has steadily got more and more creased. His brow a little bit furrowed. There's sweat dripping off the side of his face. And he's like, his heartbeat's getting faster and faster. And I feel like I can start to see a little chunk of his brain leaking out his ears. At this point, Tommy is like, the fuck is happening right now? Oh my god. Every single time he fucks up against something like this, I feel like he's getting another little chunk oozes. It's like a little slug. Just a little piece of his brain is like, I don't want none of this, man. I'm out of here. His brain is literally revolting and being like, no thank you. I do not want to be part of this game anymore. Please let me go. Tommy's just here like, ugh. He keeps making different random pieces of tech rather than just spending his money. He's like, Phoenix, Zealot, Immortal, Stalker. Let's make 2 of every unit. 2 disruptors, join the party. Tommy's brain has revolted, and now he's in that mode where he's trying to create the art on the back of the StarCraft box. He needs 2 of every unit standing all spread out in a weird cinematic-looking battle. Unfortunately for him, Florencio excels when you've got 2 of every unit, because he'll have 2 of every unit dicking your 2 of every unit. He'll have them in the better position. He'll have the correct choice. And I feel like at this point, Tommy needs to find a way to get his brain to stop revolting and to spend his goddamn money. Meanwhile, Florencio's expanding across the entire map. 15 minutes in, 50 supply, so he's on par. It's pretty standard for Florencio, and he's going for the slowest 3-star port, I think, Battlecruiser transition of all time. This is going to be amazing. Tommy's like, it's fine, I've got Blink and I'm making 2 Stalkers to join my 2 Disruptor, Zealot, 2 Immortal, 2 Phoenix army. It's the counter to everything. Florencio's just like, it's actually totally fine, man. I've got my siege tanks. I'm building 2 unupgraded Marines at a time. That seems to be the logical step at 15.5 minutes into the game. I'm going to make Yamato gun. Get that Yamato cannon going. He's got a supply depot blocking his opponent's 4th. The Drilly Boys, still the absolute heroes of this game. 15 minutes in, when their standing orders, if they had any other general, would be run the fuck away from any enemies you see. Instead, the SCVs just have this, they open up the piece of paper in their pocket, it says orders underneath, it just says fight shit, drawn in this fucking crayon scratchings that's barely legible. Because yes, Florencio does sit in this command center right now, writing notes with a fucking crayon. You guys ever go to one of those restaurants where they've got like the kid-friendly setup? They got a box of crayons and some paper for them to draw on. That's the exact same thing Florencio uses as his general's desk of organization. His map where you move the little figurines around to kind of show where your army's set up. He's just got like some crayon scratchings of a map, and he's just like moving like a ball of yarn and like some coins and some random trash he's found in his pocket around. Florencio, you absolute wizard. This siege tank is just #1 dickhead, by the way. This tank bunker combo, oh my god. This is like so stressful for Tommy. He's just like, fucking stop it, man. Stop it. It's unfair. Oh no. It's gonna try and break the planetary again. Disruptor kills 7 zealots. Tommy's trying to get on top of the units. This planetary is doing so much work, but he's actually gonna overwhelm it with raw firepower. Another disruptor shot lands on top of his own zealots. Oh my god, Tommy. Oh my god. He does the Manson there. Holy shit. You know where you get your ribs removed to suck your own dick? Well, in this case, Tommy apparently is flexible enough to place his own balls on his own face. Usually that's not what you'd like to use disruptors for, but Tommy's styling on Florencio. He's like, get fucked, man. You built your base outside my base. I'm going to take my disruptors and place them in the center of me zealots. That's yeah. And that, once again, I think reinforces the wisdom I've been trying to impart upon Twitch chat and YouTube StarCraft players for many years. And that is, if you're going to build disruptors, I hope you're in Masters League, or you're one of the rare gems who doesn't just friendly fire every time they fire them. I feel like there's something that happens where Protoss players fire a disruptor shot, they instantly panic, like adrenaline spikes, and they almost always seem to box the disruptor shot, try to pull it away from their army, but they pull their own units at the same time, and they just like get the maximum clump of friendly fire. And I'm like, it really is like if there was a move that just represented teabagging yourself more than anything else, it would be the way everyone I ever seen in an IC file or in a Florencio files use disruptors. It's a wondrous, beautiful thing. Is Yamato cannoning the Cybercore? You absolute random Florencio. He's like, gonna take out the Cybercore, man, and then he can't build Stalkers. I'm like, Stalkers are already kind of the worst unit to respond to, but you know what? He's not building Tempest, he's out of minerals. Tommy's in Dicktown right now. He actually took a ton of probe losses on his 3rd. He's got so many workers, but they're all stacked up on bases that are out of minerals. And he's got a ton of ground units that don't shoot up. Florencio's building 5 command centers, because why not? And these BCs running back in on multiple mineral lines. And he's just, you know, he's got a shit-eating grin on his face. He's cackling madly to himself. Got his little engines going on the back of that BC, very proud of itself. 19 kills on one, 5 kills on another. The other one did go down. He's up to a total of 58 probes that have died this game. And this one Tempest, the slowest clearance ever of these BCs, forces that one to teleport back to safety. This one going to do another run by on the 4th as well. And Tommy, 4k gas in the bank, not a Templar Archives in sight. And he's just trying to go Stalker Tempest. Oh my god. Let's do a little bit of fun maths, guys. Do you know what fun maths is? So you take the number 4,300 and we divide that by 300 to figure out how many Archons could be made with almost no mineral expenditure. So, let's do some quick maths. Quick maths, chat. Come on. 4,300 divided by 300. What is that? 3 times 4, 12. Yeah. We get like what? 4 times 3, 12 plus another one. Yeah, it's about 15, 16 Archons, something like that. Some ridiculous number of Archons, guys. You could make an absolute orgy of Archons with that much gas in the bank, but bit of panic from Tommy here. I've been there before. I mean, we did mention how the brain has already evacuated the building right now. Tommy's skull is completely empty, sitting in his dorm room, starting to bash his desk. His roommate's like, dude, what the fuck are you doing making so much noise at 2 in the morning? I've got an exam tomorrow. Can you not? Tommy's like, fucking Florencio! And no doubt is a little bit upset. Thought he was a rather good StarCraft player, but as always, Florencio is there to take your ego down. I really do feel like Florencio's goal in this world is just to make sure everybody thinks they're 1,000 times worse than they are in a normal game. Like, he just drags you into the mud and shows you your worst possible self. You know, it's like, oh, I want to just be my best possible self. You're always your worst self when you're playing Florencio. Like, he's like the demon that brings out your dark qualities, your inability to macro, your absolute ability to panic and just faint and fall over like one of those panic goats, where it's the most useless self-defense mechanism in all of history, all of reality. And not just that, he'll drag it out as well. He won't just make you play bad. He's going to very, very slowly rub in salt into the wound, you know? He's the guy who, after he stabs you in the belly and runs off, he goes and puts an outfit on and then walks up out of the bushes and he's like, oh, hey, I'm a healer. I see you've got a wound. Can I help you with that? And they're like, please help me. I'm bleeding out and dying. And he comes out and he's like, these are my special healing crystals. And it's just a fucking bag of salt and he starts like rubbing it into the wound. Slow. Oh my god, I'm dying watching this last fight. It slowly dawns, I think, on them though, that they did indeed let the same guy put on a little bit of funny paint and come back and rub salt in their wound. At some point in the middle of the screaming and the shrieks, it usually does dawn on them that they've been a victim of the Florencio. You know, he's like an urban legend at this point. You hear the stories of how whenever you're on a winning streak, the Florencio will come out, appear from the ladder, and absolutely fucking destroy your ego, make you hate yourself, and very rarely GG. Hats off to Tommy though. Didn't rage, just didn't say anything. So I feel like some choice words were probably shouted at the monitor before he went down here. If we look at the units lost, Florencio almost twice as effective, and very slowly just sandpapering down his opponent, wearing him down, rubbing salt in the wound, and making him cry himself to sleep that night. So Tommy, sorry about your ego. Hopefully you come back stronger. And Florencio, thank you for starting to send me some of these beautiful off-race games. Back to the roots of the complete and utter inability to spend your money. GG, well played, mate.